Good evening, everyone, and commissioners. And Mayor is with us this evening as well. Welcome to the Health and Education meeting for June. First order of business, if you'll check your agenda there, and we're also just thrilled to death tonight to be working with some electronics. And you know, all of us are very happy about this. But we have well, advisors and technicians on hand if something go wrong. But nothing will go wrong, because this is Health and Ed. Approval of minutes, first order of business. Do I hear a motion to do that, please?
Second.
Thank you, and second, Ms. Cook, thank you so much. All in favor of that wonderful motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, opposed, of course, there is none. First order of business is really two order of businesses, and that is community care, and they met on May 2nd and June 7th, and you have reports there in front of you, and Ms. Cook, you're on the committee, and the mayor is here, also a member, and if there's any problems or anything on finances or whatever with community care that we need to know about, this would be a great time to bring it out. Ms. Cook?
I think we're doing real well. Everything seems to be running smooth.
Positive cash flow?
No pocket in my, I don't have any pockets for any cash flow.
Is it a positive cash flow?
Positive, okay, yes.
Very much so.
Really? Yeah, well, okay.
Sorry, I misunderstood you.
Just thrills me to death. Move to approve.
Thank you,
Both
Mr.
of them.
Phillips. Both the May 2nd and June 7th. Mr. Phillips has moved to approve. I need a second.
Second.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Cook, I guess, again. All in favor, if there's no discussion, please say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, and there is none. Health Department report. Mrs. Garrett is not with us this evening, and you have a copy of that report, I hope, in front of you. She attached it, and she'll be back with us at the next meeting in July, which we may or not have, don't know. But anyway, she did include a little update on the building in Smyrna, and that everything was going, because we were down there just a couple of meetings ago. Everything seems to be okay, and numbers are in good shape. I talked with her briefly about this a week or so ago, and it seems like everything is fine. If the committee has some questions, I can pretend to know the answers to those questions if you want to ask me something. Otherwise, I think seriously it's all right there on the encounter report. Any discussion of Ms. Garrett's report from the Health Department? I need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve is presented.
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Allen and Commissioner Jordan. Much appreciated. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, and of course there is none. Special projects report. Ms. Jolly is with us this morning. And
Afternoon.
Evening, yes, that's right. Early evening. Ms. Jolly, how are you doing?
Good.
Everything wonderful in the finance office today, I'm sure.
Yes, very busy.
Ms. Jolly, this report's getting very thin.
Yes,
We need to build something. Forget I said that.
You forgot it.
Forgot already.
Any
Oh,
donations?
we need to get even a thinner report.
Yes.
Is that a motion for a taxi?
No, that was just.
Anybody out there wants to give us some big donations?
Ms. Jolly, talk to us a little bit, and maybe I see we have two projects, and you might want to just, whatever, go ahead.
Well, Stewart's Creek High School is 27.9% construction complete, and Eagleville is 33.92%. The percentage spent on Stewart's Creek is 27.99%, and the percentage on Eagleville is 35.71%.
How far are they along with that Eagleville addition? Anybody know?
That's a good question.
See, the assistant principal, who I think has now been promoted to principal somewhere, I can't recall her name, and I apologize for that. But anyway, she gave me a tour the other day, and then about a month ago, I guess, and we were out there for lunch, and I took my wife over there and showed it to her, and Looks like they're coming along rather well. I haven't talked to Mr. Flaherty, however, so I don't, Bill Todd said they would be ready to go in the fall.
What's this fall?
Yes,
So it's well along.
yes, sir.
Okay, cool.
It's mainly classrooms, as you're aware. Restrooms and classrooms, there's very little hallway or any other type of space with it, but it looked pretty good. By the way, when we were down as a committee, looking at Stewart's Creek, I drove through there the other day coming back from Nashville, and the second story looks like it's up, the outline, and I don't know, has anybody else been over there in the last week or two? Commissioner Turner's been over there. It looks like they're making considerable amount of progress, so, but that's, of course, a year away.
Both, well, it opens next, not August the 12th, August the 13th.
Right,
Okay, and Eagle will be August the 12th.
right.
Okay.
They've already wrapping it up at Eagleville.
Yeah, yeah. To say that Mr. Tollett is thrilled would be an understatement. He is really excited about the new classroom space and being able to bring people inside. Everything that we intended, I think, is going to happen there. Whether it'll happen August 8th or not, I don't know, but it's going to be pretty close, I would say. Anything else, Ms. Jolly? Any other questions for her or this general area? If not, I need a motion to approve Ms. Jolly's report, special projects report.
Motion to approve is presented.
Commissioner
Second.
Allen, thank you. Commissioner Turner, thank you for the second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? And there is none. And thank you, Ms. Jolly.
Thank you, Teresa.
Mr. Sandy? Mr. Sandy, good evening to you, sir.
Good evening, Mr.
I
Jordan.
hope you're doing well.
Just fine.
You have sent considerable amount of material to us today, but in reading it over and then confirming this with you here, I believe that this is the material we normally deal with about this time of year, which is the end of year material. And I'll just instruct Mr. Sammy just to go right on through this, and then if we have a question, please just call to my attention. Otherwise, we'll handle it all in one vote at the end, if that's okay with everyone. Ms. Sammy, please.
Okay, there are 4 general purpose school budget amendments. The revenue amendment has a net increase of $846,833 in current year revenues. The sales tax is $1,650,000, but that is largely offset by a reduction in BEP growth funds of $1,260,000. And then the other increases and decreases reflect better estimates of where these revenues will come in at the end of the year. The amendment increases fund balance by $722,131 and adds an additional $124,702 in expenditures. Most of the expenditures are in the Board of Ed function, cover the cost of the superintendent search, additional funds being transferred to the liability insurance fund, and additional trustees commission. The recommended motion is to amend an additional $846,833 in 2011/12 revenues, an additional $124,702 in expenditures, and to increase unassigned fund balance by $722,131 as presented.
Questions on the revenue part A? Seeing none, Mr. Sandy?
The second one is a staffing amendment, which reallocates $45,393 in already budgeted labor and $2,021 in benefits in order to fund 2 vacation payouts and additional scheduling time for our school attendance clerks who are working with a new scheduling module in the STARS attendance system. And the other line item increases are to make sure that all the staffing lines are fully funded for the year. $47,414 in already budgeted labor and benefits are being reduced in order to fund the increases. No new funds are being used. Our recommended motion is to amend $47,414 in increases to various staff and benefit lines and reduce other staff and benefit lines by $47,414 in order to fully fund staffing line items as presented.
Questions? Mrs. Sampic?
The third amendment is other expenditures. They're all within major function and are non-labor items. This is one of the ones that really just the board approves, but we bring it forward to y'all. A lot of dollars, $499,010. The major items, $70,000 in regular instruction, other materials and supplies. And as in the last set of amendments, we are using this other materials and supplies more for small equipment, where things we used to record as equipment. Where with the changes in our accounting standards, we're using that account, or the federal standards and federal projects have even been modified, calling us to use this for those items. So we're trying to be consistent.
Just a quick example, Jeff.
Well, okay, a printer
Okay.
10 years ago would have been hundreds of dollars. Yeah, it might be $90
Okay.
now. There are all sorts of things like that. That's a quick one.
Okay.
I hoped this would cover the vocational textbooks, but as we did the order, it did not. $80,784 in vocational textbooks.
The note there, this is an adoption year, what does that mean?
We are on a 6-year adoption cycle. The state, there's a listing of what we adopt
The
each
curriculum?
one of those 6 years in our textbooks.
Okay.
This year is, the biggie is literature, and it is the main vocational textbook adoption.
Okay.
Used to be 5-year. Is there a,
It's been 6 as long as I've been around. It may have
Okay.
been 5 way back. Next year is one of the lighter adoptions. I had hoped this year would be lighter than it turned out being, but. The third item, $58,250 in other student support contract services. This cleans up expenditures between this line and 72,133.09 governmental services. We have, these two lines have the SROs, the ambulance charges we get, and our athletic trainers. Our athletic trainers are split. So trying to keep them together, I'm moving the athletic trainers down to $399. Some of them we pay directly to MTSU. Some of them flow through NHC. So trying to keep the expenditure together rather than looking at government versus non. I thought that was more consistent. And we also needed more money because of the security charges that we're paying, that we weren't paying in the past. The fourth item, $35,000 in special ed contracts, a legal settlement that we had. And the fifth item is $134,100, moving the maintenance, repairs, and services into the line items where we actually use them. We have building repairs, equipment repairs, miscellaneous contract services, materials and supplies, several accounts like that. We look at those as a total and move them around. From year to year, it'll depend on what we do or what comes up as to how those get charged. Our recommended motion is to amend $499,010 in increases to various other expenditure line items and reduce $499,010 in other expenditure line items in order to cover projected expenditures as presented.
questions from Mr. Sandvig before he goes to vocational textbooks, which is really just moving the money around?
Right. Yeah. Our fourth amendment moves money from the regular ed textbook budget, $483,405, to the vocational textbook budget. We buy these books for that program. It's just to better reflect where they're used. We were fine on budgeted textbook funds. Doesn't impact the regular ed purchases. We won't use all of that budget as stands. Our recommended motion is to amend $483,405 from the regular ed textbook budget, $71,100,449, to the vocational textbook budget, $71,300,449, in in order to fund the vocational textbook adoption.
Committee, you all right?
And then just to make certain we were covered for our summer feeding program, this the cafeteria amendment, Fund 143, adds $50,000 to the cafeteria worker line item and $22,039 in related benefits, just making sure we won't go over in that labor item. I moved existing budgeted funds around, and this program may even make us a little money. We don't lose money on this. We just set it up at the locations where we have enough demand to at least cover our expenditures. And the recommended motion here is to amend the 2012 cafeteria fund budget by $52,239 for cafeteria workers and related benefits, and to fund the amendment by reallocating should have been, other labor and benefit lines as presented.
While you're considering that, committee, the general public needs to know, I think, that matters of huge dollars like this. We've had this material for some time, and all of us, I'm sure, have read it and looked at it before we got here tonight. I just want to reiterate that for the public, so we're not making any snap decisions on this.
And as far as the public, I believe when Mr. Sandvik read it, he said 50,000 for the cafeteria working at 22,000 for benefits, but it's 2,200 for benefits. So
Right.
it says 2,200 here, but people who don't have it in front of them, they're not $22,000 in benefits
Right.
for $50,000 in salary. And with it, I'll make a motion to approve.
Commissioner Jordan, thank you. Any second?
Second.
Commissioner Allen, thank you so much. Any discussion, questions, comments? If not, all in favor, please say, whoa, I'm sorry. I knew I'd do that at least once.
Commissioner Allen?
Aye.
Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
Commissioner Jordan?
Yes.
Commissioner Phillips?
Did you say me?
Commissioner Phillips?
Aye.
Commissioner Sereno?
Yes.
Commissioner Turner?
Yes.
Commissioner Jordan?
Yes.
Thank
have
you
a
very
question.
much.
Are we going to have all the schools supplied with textbooks when school starts, and then we don't go 3 or 4, 6 weeks without books?
As long as the orders were properly turned into us, yes,
And those that didn't properly turn them in?
we will order them as soon as we know.
I mean, I don't understand why they wouldn't turn them in.
Well,
Is
and
it the
some
number
of
of?
it- Some of it, we will have, even though we think our growth will be, 1.5%, 2%, we will have schools that will exceed that growth, and we'll have
Okay.
some that we use. We will be moving textbooks around.
Mhm.
I think I put 2.5% growth on the textbook orders. I think that should cover us. In this 6-year adoption cycle, the books that are going into their final year, and sometimes their next to last year, we will look for used textbooks for those. Sometimes we can find those at quite a savings. But, and sometimes those are the ones that if we have a lot of growth, it can be hard to track down. But if they have been requested and the enrollments they are showing in the STAR system support it, we're ordering them.
Okay, because I always get calls at the first of the year.
Well, and some of that, Ms. Cook, especially like some part of the literature adoption, we just get classroom sets of some of the books.
Well,
Vocational.
I'm not
we
going to
may
call
set.
you. I'm going to go to the school board member, and we will call you.
Sure. But, if we got the request in, it has been ordered, or will be ordered. The final order came to me this morning.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions for Mr. Sandvik?
I will see y'all Friday morning.
Awesome, thank you.
No other school board business, so that brings us to item number 6 on our agenda, new business and the July meeting discussion. Have I forgotten anything? We in good shape? It's always my intent not to meet in July, but I don't decide those things. We decide those things. So I believe, Ms. Sandvig, I think you told me the other day that you're not expecting any major amendments.
I will not bring you any amendment in July. I can commit to that.
Ms. Jolly, I assume you could probably skip July without any problem. Seriously, group, do I hear any discussion on that? Do we need a motion on that, or we just, you want me to decide that arbitrarily?
You're the boss, Jeff.
I am.
I think
Well,
if
then-
something comes up, and
Okay.
that you can call us in time to advertise it.
Well, okay, I'm declaring no meeting then, so we'll all have a terrific July, and we'll see you in August. Is there any other new business and that we need to discuss? Last call.
See you first.
Okay, Friday morning it is, 9 o'clock. Oh, well, I believe we have a
Breakfast.
breakfast at
Yes,
8,
at
and
And then
help me out, who is doing that?
Fire Bureau ladies, I believe,
And that's right here?
in this room at 8 o'clock.
So, yes.
In that case, if
Sounds
there's food,
great.
I'll see you in here. I will be here anyway. We are adjourned. Thank you so much, committee.